It is right now 2 a.m. and I'm hyped as fuck because I've just realized something. And I think a lot of you guys are not seeing what I'm seeing just quite yet. But I really want you guys to get a little bit hyped up right now because of what I'm about to show you. And many clarifications will come over the next few days. I'll talk about my exact trading setup on the trading channel, not here for all of that. I'm gonna show you something which I think will blow many people's minds. I hope also yours. So make sure you press that like button. I hope you're hyped up. I hope you're excited right now because oh boy, am I. Let me preface this by saying I have very often stated that the Bitcoin halving is a massive event and that many people will be deciding what they do with their Bitcoin based on all the hype around this event. Right now as we speak, it is also around the Chinese New Year, which usually is extremely bullish for crypto prices. It's just a combination of so many bullish factors. Grayscale has stopped the selling, the other 9 Bitcoin ETF providers are continuing the buying, and here's why the video is so exciting to me. And I'm really happy. I don't know if you guys are feeling this as well, but perhaps after I show you this, if you haven't done it yet, press that like and I'll show you 2 very important things. Don't skip either of them. So just keep watching. It will be worth it. Because I personally think that the very most important thing I could show you right now is this right here. The fact that, and this is really interesting to me, if I were to ask you, how long does it take to go from $10,000 to $20,000 for Bitcoin? It's a pretty hard answer. How long does it take to go from this to that? It's always hard, right? Well, I can tell you how long it took to go from 45,000 to 60,000 every single time, because again, we've got it here. The last time Bitcoin hit $45,000, in a push upwards, it took about 14 days to get above 60. The last time before that, again on the up and up, it yet again took even less than 14 days to get towards $60,000. There was one time here where it was a little bit of a miss, but again, we were not on the up and up anymore. This was on the way down, which I'll be describing with the second thing I'm about to show you. I'd say that accounts for this little peak that we saw right here, this little test of sorts. It don't count, it's setting the trajectory, but it doesn't count just quite yet. I think all this showcased was the Bitcoin ETF hype. But what we're seeing now is the real results from the Bitcoin spot ETFs. So again, I'll reiterate, the only 2 times that we had a bounce from $45,000 after a lot of bullish momentum, we saw 60,000 within 14 days. Right now, yet again, the scenario is not exactly the same, but I want you guys to just understand how quickly things can go. I'll put it into perspective once more. After we hit this level, right, we broke down back to 45,000. It took roughly 49 days or 42 days, so let's say a month and a half to hit the all-time high for Bitcoin. A lot of you guys are thinking an all-time high is really far away. No, it could be here by the end of March. And matter of fact, because this run we're going to be so much higher, I personally think, which I'll show you in chart number 2, I think personally that it could even happen as fast the end of February. But let me just show you guys this right here. So this is a way longer term chart for Bitcoin. And what becomes interesting is that we see Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. And I can relate this back to the stock market for you, but just to give you guys an indication, Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. It gets a correction going before going absolutely exponential. And the moment that it beats its old all-time high, slightly after the halving, every white line here is the halving, just goes absolutely parabolic to make a new all-time high before again, let's just quickly copy this over. We see again a massive correction of sorts to a similar magnitude before we also again see a massive sort of parabolic type of behavior. It's not perfect because of the Exodus event, the whole COVID. Anyway, right now we have seen similar sort of behavior where we see a massive correction before, once more hopefully, now that massive exponential type of action where Bitcoin goes towards, I don't know what prices. And it's kind of funny. I think I've got some things in this chart here still from before, from like a couple months ago maybe. I'm not so sure, but it's kind of funny how Bitcoin, I've not touched this chart in so long. I think it's been literally months since perhaps somewhere in December that I last saw this. It's kind of funny how back then, perhaps it was early December, we said it was kind of flatlining, and right now you can see that the prices did have a very big issue around that level, around this $44,000 mark. And again, I don't want to bore you guys with TA on this channel too much. I just want to say that a lot of you guys are not understanding just how quickly these things can go. Over the last couple of days, I've been preparing you for altcoin season, explaining to you which sectors I'm interested in, explaining why, explaining how to get in. But very soon, I'm going to do way more launchpad tutorials, way more airdrop tutorials, because if this season starts, things are going to move fast. Once more, it could not be 2 weeks before we make a new all-time high in Bitcoin, because it happened before just like this. It could be a couple weeks, right? It could be a couple weeks. Could be a couple weeks. You guys understanding how quick things can move? Then I have a discussion very often of, oh, but an XRP, for example. Again, I'm just name dropping an altcoin. It's never going to go back to this, that, and I keep telling people, you know that XRP, for example, right, could be at an all-time high within a week or 3. Just to put it into perspective, how crazy quick things can go. 11th of December, XRP's price 22 cents, so half of what it is right now. Within 3 weeks, it is at $3.50 within 3 weeks. And that was when the price was half of what it is right now. So theoretically speaking, XRP, I'm just naming an example, but could be above an all-time high in about what? 2 weeks or so as well. It would not be too crazy. Now, I do believe that coins like XRP will not make its move to that extent before Bitcoin makes an all-time high. I'm just putting into perspective how quickly things can go. I'm also not saying that this is going to be the move for Bitcoin. It's going to happen for sure now. Boom, 60,000 next. Not what I'm trying to do here. Again, putting perspective on a lot of y'all. And I will say again that in the bull market, you very often have corrections. And for some of you guys that don't know what it basically means that in a bull market, you will get screwed over every now and then. You will get massively screwed by just straight up destruction of your gains or your portfolio as good as overnight. I mean, a lot of my friends, for example, say they lost 90% of their portfolio within a few weeks as the altcoin season was finished. That's at the end of a season. But within this season, it's not crazy that you just bought an altcoin today. It is up 80%. You go to bed all happy, and the next day you wake up, boom, 50% of that money is gone. And that's why a lot of people theorize that the best thing to do up front is to put up a strategy. Because, one, I always give this as an example, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, etc., didn't make their billions by just taking a 2x and being done, right? They have to put in so much risk by letting it slide, letting it go. A lot of people, if they open a new company, a new trade, for example, with $1,000, $1 million, pick your number, and they saw a $20 million tag, they'd cash out, be happy. Most people would do that because it's very sane. To let that 20 million in profit sit there and let it go, perhaps to $1 billion, but then go from 20 million all the way down to 4 million, all the way back to 70 million, all the way down to 19 million before it goes to $1 billion. Yeah, that takes some mental strength. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be hard if you're all of a sudden making $1 million to not just cash out and be done. And if that's what makes you happy, please do it. Cash out your million, enjoy everything, because the bear market might take it away from you again if you're not playing it smart. And I'd say that a lot of people underestimate just how difficult it is to properly cash out. And that is why I always say, and I do say it in every single one of my preparation videos, have a strategy before you get started with all this, because it's so hard as you're in it. If you're investing every single day, it doesn't really feel like the market will stop at some point, because every single time you see a correction, you think, ooh, is this the last time? But no, we'll probably go higher. And at some point, that's just not the case anymore, right? I know we're just on the up and up, right? We're just on the upward slope now, so it's probably not going to stop anytime soon. I think we still have got 1.5 years or so left. Again, just to kind of put it into perspective for fun, after big dips, you can see here, it was about 850 days of just gains and craziness. From this dip right here, it was 1,057 days of just craziness. Right now, I think we've only seen about 450 already. If we put again another 1,000 days of craziness, it would end middle of 2025, which is my own personal expectation, because most billionaires that I know told me as well to cash out somewhere in 2025. I'm going to take this run a lot more seriously. So now I understand losing tens of millions of dollars is just not as fun. You might as well just enjoy that money, buy cool things with it, help a lot of people, you name it. So that's like my main goal for this season. Learn how to cash out better. Making money, too easy. I've got it unlocked. It's not hard. I've been explaining to you guys everything on this channel. I've been doing this for 10 years straight. That's not the hard part. The hard part is knowing how to get out properly. And of course, to stay on top of the freaking trends to maximize gains. But the more on trend you are, the quicker these things move also. So again, to conclude here, I'm hyped up because I understand that that things are now really starting to get into motion. In my opinion, zero question the bull market is here. Just look back at it, right? Every single time it happens in a similar manner. Why would this time be different? I understand, and I will say that a correction, even of 30% from here, it's definitely not out of the question. Can happen. But the fact that we are going up and up, BlackRock and all these guys have vouched for it. They've all co-signed this. In my opinion, we're onto a freaking gold mine, and I hope you guys are ready for what's about to happen next. If you are, let me know down below about yeah or saying something crazy because I'm hyped up. But I don't want to scream too loud because, you know, it's like 2 and a bit a.m.